Hey! Welcome back. It's been a while. Hope everything is going well. Mine is not, but I won't get into it. Anyways, today I'm out by myself. I think if Parfait or Delore knew, they would do worse than scold me. I shuffle uncomfortably as I sit at the little cafe Bria told me to wait for her at. A part of me is already convinced that she will not come. When I wrote her that letter asking for Rumpel's journals, and she responded so easily, I was a little suspicious, but this is really the only chance I have. Oh, Jesus.
This is the only chance you have! And what?
Bria appears in front of me, not looking altogether unpleased, but still not smiling. Nothing. I don't like her, but I have to play nice if I want to get Rumpel's journals back. Thank you for meeting me out here. Bria takes a seat in front of me, her expression still flat.
You asked me in your letter why I'm refusing to speak to Rumpel. Then you told me you wanted me to find out. You want the journals still, don't you?
She reaches into a bag and pulls out a few journals that I assume are Rumpel's. It's a very stiff-looking bag. So she still does have them.
I know in your eyes I must seem like the villain, but I'm not the only one to fall in this relationship. Years ago when I read Rumpel, he was as he is now. Flirtatious, charming, over the top, and yet his compliments still make my heart stop. His compliments may be shallow, but Rumpel is still forever. I pined after him for years. He was learning medicine. I was starting to take over my other sewing shop. In the first years that I knew him, Rumpel always complimented on my work, even though it was nothing special. He insisted we do trade-offs. When we started dating, he would offer me flowers and trinkets. In exchange, I would sew him some artificial clothing. He still wear the scarf that I made him. That scarf was from Bria? We fell in love. Rumpel became the changeman more serious. He became a doctor, and I opened up a shop. We were supposed to have a fairy tale ending, but...
Her expression falls again as she looks absently down at the table.
We saw in each other ideals that didn't exist. Love can be shallow or it can be deep. I felt our love was deep, but in truth, I only know the very surface of Rumpel.
But... surface?
I saw his kindness, his charm, and his drive to do what was right. But then as time went on, I also saw what that meant. The world is a place where only the strong survive. People are kind, but they will take advantage of those who are too caring.
Those sound like Mother's words. I shudder as I think about Mother's pessimism, the same kind that lies in me. It is a realistic way of looking at the world, but it is also a dismal and cloudy that is impossible to see any light within it.
Rumpel helped a lot of people. Many of them were random people. I was always happy to see him do so much. But then, he started putting other people above himself. And because we lived together, him and me as well.
Oh.
Maybe it sounds petty to you, but no woman wants to live in poverty.
I look at her skeptically. In the back of my mind, I remember the convenience of luxury, of so much money. I then recall the feeling of living poor on the streets and flinch.
We had a house and a reputation, but Rumpel refused money most of the time. Helped lots of poor people, but he also tried out our wallets.
That's no good.
And when I brought it up with him, he would smile, as if that could just get rid of all of our problems. He made a name for himself as a doctor who helped the poor with minimal money, sometimes for free. Even when I told him we needed more money, he put other people first. He was so selfish that he got selfish.
And I told him before that he should have accepted money, that he needed it. So selfless, he became selfish.
I had to go behind his back and find payment. What I was making wasn't enough. For the both of us, I mean. So I went to find his patients and tried to ask for payment. I became almost like a beggar.
Oof, ouch.
Can you imagine my humiliation?
Rumpel put his patients before Bria.
I was convinced he didn't love me. And when the love dwindled for him, our relationship became strained.
Bria goes on to explain the events that happened between her and the nobleman. He was one of Rumpel's patients, and when he went to ask him for money, he had originally offered that two of them became intimate. It was short-lived, but when the nobleman left her behind, Bria had to deal with a soured reputation.
I wanted to make it up to Rumpel. I wanted to salvage this relationship, even start over and teach him what's right. But that's not my place.
She sighs deeply and then gestures at me.
I share blame in all this too, but so does Rumpel. That's why I've decided to let all this go. Whatever he does now, you'll have to deal with it because you're his partner, right?
Bria hands me the bag of journals.
Don't look surprised. You came for these, not to listen to me. I thought on it last night, and I had no reason to keep them around when they'll just continue to make me bitter. I'll have to rely on myself for a while, but that's fine. Sometimes it's easier to keep to yourself than to trust others. She
moves to stand up, but I surprise myself by reaching out to grab her hand. Bria?
I'll need your pity.
I thought the same thing.
What?
I still think the same thing. It is so much easier to close the world off, but it is so much easier to trust no one but yourself. But it should also be a balance. That's what Rumpel told me, even though that's kind of hypocritical. And I want to teach him how to have balance too.
You're falling for his kindness the same way I did. You fell in love with him, even though you told yourself he was shallow and unrealistic.
Yeah. My heart thumps once loudly in my chest. Love?
I can read it off your face. I know how it feels too, but don't get wrapped up in the ideal girl, though. Don't get wrapped up in an ideal little girl. That's my warning. If you can actually help him, then you're meant to be together. But otherwise, stretching Rumpel might only break your heart.
I'm not a little girl. I know how to be realistic. Oh no. I don't think I trust Lusa's judgment for this one. My words trail off as I look at her helplessly. Bria surprises me by speaking up quietly.
Thank you for listening to me.
She pulls her hand away and slowly smiles at me. It's the first honest smile I've seen on her face. I feel something warm at my chest, and then the bright light emanates from my necklace. Wait, how was that a good deed? Wait, yeah, which one? A good deed for listening to Bria or... I glance down at the bag of journals, then down at my necklace. Maybe it's because we got his journals back? I touch the pendant. The new piece brings a brief smile to my lips. I have 2 good deeds now. Only one more and I can break my curse.
Magic? Is this another fairy tale curse?
Yes.
Your name was Lucette, right? Rumpel told you all about it finally. I hope the both of you break your curses. Good luck.
Bria walks away, leaving me by myself in the town square. My mind swirls with everything that she had told me. I still cannot bring myself to like Bria, but I feel more closure now. Yeah, me too. But now something new plagues my mind. How could I fall in love with someone like Rumpel? The more I say it, the more it becomes an uncertainty. The more I say it, the more it becomes a certainty. But rather than fill me with joy, it only makes me more confused. I cannot think about this now. I turn on my heels to head back and bump promptly into a man. What? Why are you here? Oh, sorry, madame. He smiles at me, then keeps walking. What? He did nothing? I stare after him, feeling slightly uncomfortable. With the mask and cloak, the man reminded me of a performer. Make my way back to the Martian with a bag full of journals, still struggling to keep my mind from wandering. Every time I think about Rumpel being so close to me, or his kindness towards me, I feel jittery inside. Despite everything that Bria said, I cannot stop these feelings. These feelings are annoying. Yet even as I think that, I know it is not the full truth. Do I really? I hear the Martian's door opening and out steps Waltz. The minute he sees me, his eyes widen and he runs towards me. Princess, where were you? I was running on an errand. I hold the bag, but it does little to ease Waltz's frustration. God damn it, we were looking for you. We were all looking for you, and we got word that witches found you. Rumpel already went out into town. What? I'll go. Please, princess, stay inside. His expression softened somewhat until all I could see on his face is worry. I'll go get Rumpel. My mood feels completely dashed as I enter the Martian to whispers both relieved and disappointed. Surprisingly, I get away with just a lecture from Delore and Parfait. It seems as if there is something else on their minds, something that most likely involves the rumors circulating around town. I wait downstairs for a long time for Rumpel, but neither him nor Waltz appear. Where are they? I retire to my room later as I wait for the news. Waltz eventually returns, saying that Rumpel is still out because he had things he wanted to do. I have no idea what that means, but it still unsettles me. Should I go find them? Yeah. Let's go. I stand and stop for a few moments to look at the bag of journals beside my bed. And here is looking forward to giving those journals to him. I make my way toward the door, turn the knob, and walk inside. Princess! Before I can even think about saying anything, I feel his warmth envelop me and I freeze. One of his hands moves down to the small of my back where it remains as he smiles down at me. I caught you just in time, my feisty sweet. Do you plan on escaping into the dead of night again? Why am I blushing? Oh, surprise. Have words abandoned you in my wake of my dramatic appearance? I hurriedly pry myself away with a little gasp. A few steps back, I can see him in full and notice the bouquet he carries. I am glad to see you back, Princess. I'm only sorry I couldn't make it back here any faster. I had a few errands of my own to run in town. Rumpel holds out the bouquet with a glittering smile. Like buying these flowers for the girl that I really like, for instance. I stared down at the beautiful bouquet made of white lilies, but this appearance slowly leaves my mind as I think of what Rumpel just said. He bought them for the girl he likes, not for me. My heart feels as if it might be pierced through with something sharp. My breath escapes my throat, but I cannot bring myself to inhale again. Rumpel looks at me in alarm. Lucette? I nudge him out of the way and walk past him. Wait. Wasn't it his intention to give it to Lucette? Lucette? I make my way to the reception area where I collapse onto one of the couches and sit, staring blankly at the walls. The feelings inside of me are too much all at once. I tell myself they do not make any sense, and that the way I reacted to what Rumpel said was pitiful. And yet, still I cannot stop myself from feeling small. I sink into the couch and close my eyes, willing the sound of my rapidly beating heart, and the tears sting the edge of my eyes. I am not weak. I will not cry. Mother told me. But the thought of Mother makes the tears worse, and and soon I am sinking even further into the couch, trying to hide my tear-stained face in my hands. Mother, Bria, they both said the same things. They both see the bad in people, and I do too. I've seen the bad in them too. When I was on the streets, no one in the NGO which showed me kindness. They will never show you kindness unless there is something in it for them. They will never... I feel sudden warmth as arms wrap around me. I recognize this sensation, the warmth, the comfort. It is all so comforting, it's so soothing. I must be the worst person in the world. To make such a beautiful lady cry is a sin that I must atone for. My body stiffens, but I do not pull away. I listen to the sound of his heartbeat against my ear, and slowly but surely, my crying dies away. My eyes are sore by the time I finally manage to still the tears. I feel drowsiness descend upon me like a blanket, but I will not fall asleep. Slowly, I pry myself from the arms holding me. Hello, my love. I messed up again, didn't I? I do not see the bouquet in his hands, but a journal. One of the journals I brought back for him from Bria. You're capable of a lot more good than I am, princess. Just look at this. He reaches out and touches my necklace. I glance down at it. You got my journals back for me. I saw them in your room. And I feel it. That this one, the most recently dated one, is the one that I need to unlock my final memory. I grasp the second incomplete glass slipper around my neck and breathe out softly. Then this really is from retrieving Rumpel's journals for him. I got a good deed for finally doing something good for Rumpel. Would you allow me to read it with you? He reaches out and gently brushes a tear from my face. You did all of this for me, and you barely know anything about me. That makes both of us. If you wouldn't mind, I want to read out this entry for you. I nod, even though I should be shaking my head. Even though I should be still hurt, I cannot stay mad at Rumpel. On this night, I am a poor man. Everything that is precious to me has been stolen away by the witch. Rumpel's voice catches in his throat as he stares at the words. I look over his shoulder at the journal. Witch? Was he already cursed when he wrote this? But I have no one to blame but myself. Bria told me before that I would suffer for my selfishness, and so now I find myself here. And now because of that same selfishness, Bria's sick, and I cannot save her. What? There is only one thing left to do. I have wronged Bria in so many ways, and now I will give anything it will take to save her. No matter what the price the witch asks, I will pay it. I only hope that Bria can forgive me before she leaves. I will write again when the witch has left. I swear that after today I will change for good. I will not ask the witch to perform any more miracles. Oh. Rumpel's finger goes to the page where he softly touches a single word. His eyes have the glazed look in them as they have before, and I can tell from his memories, and I can tell that his memories are snapping back together. For tonight, good night, and may tomorrow be a better morning. I read the last word, a name, and a signature. Rumpel reads it out loud slowly. Chevalier du Mont. Your name is Chevalier? He's French? He looks at me, his eyes forlorn, then with sadness, he speaks. That's right. It's so strange. It is just a different name and it seems to change him completely. I remember everything now. I was given the Rumpelstiltskin curse because I sacrificed too much. First, there was the boy, the one we saw in the market. I struck a deal with the woman to save him. A witch. He mentioned striking a deal with a witch. Or with a woman. But a witch? I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Oh! Witch? Doctor? Is something wrong? That name just sounds familiar. It all ties together. How did I miss that? The Witch Doctor? It's no wonder I would recognize the name, but yes, it was her. She promised that she could heal the boy, but for a price. I had to give her a family heirloom, my family's stethoscope. Next was the nobleman. I could not help him, so he lay in his bed dying. The witch visited again, and I gave her what she asked for. What did you give her? My engagement ring. What? Bria found out. She told me she'd never forgive me, and then she chased the nobleman to ask for the money we desperately needed, and... well, you know the rest. He gave away things that was precious to him, all to help those people. Then Bria got sick. I made one last deal with the witch because I was desperate to save her life. But it wasn't until after she healed Bria that she told me what she wanted. She wanted your memories. I don't remember exactly what happened. I think I panicked because I suddenly lost my memories. I ran out into the alleys, bumped my head on something, fell unconscious, and then I woke up here in the tavern. I had no idea who I was and how I had gotten cursed. Rumpel. Chevalier's expression becomes more somber. I deserve to be cursed after everything I have done. I was so selfish. An idealist, maybe. But I hurt Bria because I refused to see reality. I still deserve to be cursed, actually. But why? Because I am still selfish. Wow. This is the deepest remark you've said thus far. Even after remembering everything that made me a bad person, I still desire something. Someone I shouldn't have. My heart plummets again as he looks at me. I still want so badly to forge a future with someone that I don't deserve. Because what am I other than a poor doctor? I'm no knight in shining armor, and I am no prince. He puts a hand on my cheek and leans closer to me. The distance between us closes in mere seconds. But still, I keep on dreaming because His fingers gently caress my cheek, and I suddenly know. I know what he is going to say before he even says it. Should we say it? Or should he say it first? Oh, man. I mean, just because you're... I was gonna say, just because he received all of his memories, broke his curse and everything. I don't think people change that quickly. It usually takes maybe a good week or a good month before you change your habits. Let's say you love me. You love me? I do. I love you. But Chevalier smiles at me as he puts his other hand on my back and pulls me closer. The smile is so genuine and so gentle. The same smile I have grown to love. Whoa! Whoa! This is the deepest kiss we've gotten. Whatever words I have been meaning to say die in my throat as he leans forward and gently places his lips on mine. I feel more grounded than I have ever felt before, but I also feel like I am flying. I set my hand on his chest and flex my fingers into his shirt. He runs his fingers gently down my face, then down the length of my neck. The kiss feels too short, yet I am still breathless as Chevalier pulls away from me just enough so that I can see his eyes. I love you, my sweet princess. For your smile, for your laugh, for the way that you look out for other people. You're bold and feisty, and you remind me of a firework. You are beautiful inside and out. The compliment warms my heart in a way that makes me feel like it might be melting. He reaches out behind me and holds out the bouquet from earlier. These are for you. You like lilies, don't you? I take the bouquet from him and bring it to my nose. These have always been my favorite flower. How did you know? Chevalier grins at me and is so similar to his previous smiles that I know he must not have changed. The first time I gave you that white chocolate flower, your eyes lit up.
I figured out that Chevalier was perceptive before, but the bouquet in my hands feels all the more meaningful now.
Princess, I swear that I want to try and change. For you.
You should do it for yourself too.
Myself?
You should spoil yourself more too. You always give to others but don't take it for yourself. Now you know what you did, and you can change things.
If Bria can, then so can I.
Bria?
I went and spoke to her when I was in town today, while I was getting the bouquet as a gift for you. We had a talk about moving on. I didn't understand it fully, and I don't think she did it either, but we both agreed that we should. So I'm going to change what I can, Princess. And I promise that I'm going to help you break your curse, just as you helped break mine.
All the good things I've done are for you.
That's true. But you've done a lot of other good things too, even if they may not have been big enough to count for your 3 good deeds. It just so happens that your curse is very picky.
Good things. Even though I'm still curt and say more hurtful things that I'm not.
They're not... I mean, she's just really blunt about everything. I finger the necklace at my neck and thought, maybe Chevalier is right. Maybe I have changed, and it is a good change. I sit close to Chevalier as the night goes on. He tells me a little bit about his past, and I tell him about mine. About Mother and the palace. The night is not one for advice, just listening. And I remember what Chevalier told me once, that listening can be just as meaningful as advice, that listening to others can help you understand them. And he was right. Princess, are you okay? Oh, if it isn't the princess, are those dark circles on your eyes look from a romantic night out? Oh, you were out with someone last night?
No, they were from being woken up by Delora to do chores.
Delora grins at me from the other side of the bar, but says nothing as she goes back to a conversation with another boarder. Darling, you're no fun at all. You must tell me what happened last night.
Last night?
Did you like the bouquet?
How do you know about the bouquet?
Why, because it was my suggestion. Of course it was.
When Chevalier was asking Carmen for advice, it was about me?
Look at the way she smiles at Niece. Last night must have gone well, wink. I'm confused. What happened last night? I'm going to get Rumpel to give me all the juicy details when he was come downstairs. That was a complete sentence. That is Chevalier to you. Chevalier appears behind Karma, smiling. He seems a lot He seems a lot calmer today than usual. He glances over Karma at me, and we catch each other in a silent gaze. Seeing his eyes remind me of last night, which makes me inadvertently flush. Chevalier just winks at me. Chevalier? What is that? Something you say when a person sneezes? Oh. Okay. Yep. No, that's his name.
Rumpel, that is Chevalier, broke his curse yesterday.
There is stunned silence from everyone in the immediate area. Even Delora walks over to us. Oh god. What's this about a broken curse? Was it you, Rumpel? He's going by something that sounds like a fancy cake. Her face seems to be bursting with excitement. Though she is her usual calm self on the outside, I can tell by the bounce on her step and by the way she raises her voice to make an announcement that she is proud. When everyone has learned that Chevalier has broken his curse, people come to the table offering drinks and congratulations. Chevalier gets lost in the crowd, mostly of women, but much to my surprise, Chevalier does not flirt back with any of them. And then, in between our celebrations for Chevalier, the front door to the Martian opens and Walt rushes inside with bad news. Where is the